was nice.
DJ Bach, nigga, what's up? All right, I be live, man. I love my little fade outs and shit, man. What's up, man? This is Drug Discussion Podcast. It's your boy, KvngBak, a.k.a. Dad Hat Poppy, a.k.a. Bandana Sanchez. I am here with Miss Vee, a.k.a. the Afro Samurai. That is your new name from now on. That fro is popping. I love the fro, yo. I love the fro. I love the fro. Fro, yo. Fro, yo. I love it, man. I love it. And I also got cameraman in here, J Lil TV, man.
Y'all know what it
is.
is.
Best cameraman in Durham, North Carolina, man.
Who shot you?
The only nigga who I would trust to do my videos, man. We in here, man. We live, man.
Live and discussing, and so we drinking in the process.
We decided to do a second podcast today for multiple reasons. I ain't gonna let y'all know all of them, but y'all need to know about a couple of things that we need to touch on today. Miss V, are you gonna head this up for us, please?
I can.
Oh, awesome.
I can.
Let's go.
Awesome.
What we want to talk about is how important it is, how important our mental health is. I think we've touched on it a lot and said that mental health matters. Your mental health is as important as your physical health, and going to therapy, especially in our community, in our culture, how important that is to attend therapy sessions or just sit down and talk to somebody, just sit down and vent. We go through a lot every day. We deal with a lot. We have a lot of stuff on our back, a lot of weight on our shoulders. And it is good to go and kind of talk to somebody and just kind of vent and be able to talk through things. Just to kind of, like I said, just to clear your mental, So we kind of want to talk about how important that is to us and how important it should be to everybody, and kind of talk about how we can, within our community, remove the stigma of therapy, remove the stigma of those the mental health things that we hear. Like it doesn't make you crazy. It doesn't make you not well enough to be among our population, no matter, if you're just going just for a mental health checkup, or if you do have some type of mental health disorder or anything else. It doesn't say that you can't be part of society, or that you're not whole, or that you're not unapologetically dope. You are greatness. Like, we are all greatness. So going to that that's just, like I always say, a mental health evaluation or a mental health checkup is just as important as a physical checkup. Like, if you're going to get the physical part of your body checked out, get the internal parts checked out as well. Absolutely. And that's just a matter of just sitting down and talking to somebody and just talking things out, because sometimes you just need that unbiased opinion, or you just need somebody to just listen and not kind of push other things on you. And that's kind of what a therapy session can be for you.
Yeah, like I do understand. Shout out to Miss Tilly for coming through. I did right by coming by here. Thank you, Miss Tilly, yo. You know you the homie, yo. You know you the homie. But but yeah, like a lot of the times we feel like talking to our friends is the escape that we need, and it's not really it. Because your friends are always going to have a bias, and normally they're going to have a bias towards you, which is why, I'd be like, bro, don't talk to your single ass friend. But, what I'm saying, at the end of the day, friends can be good for certain things, but sometimes you do need that unbiased professional in there. That's why I go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? I got fucking married friends. I got fucking single friends. I got fucking friends in relationships. I can run shit by them, but at the end of the day, I need that unbiased opinion. Because I know if I talk to V is going to be like, what the fuck did she do? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I talk to AJ
what the fuck did you do?
but at the end of the day, I know my friends, but I know that I need that unbiased opinion sometimes, especially with dealing with life shit, man, because it's like, it's shit that maybe V hasn't even gone through and AJ don't even know about, where I need, somebody who's better equipped to come with a response for, was I fucked up or were they fucked up? And that, to be honest with you, that's really what my therapy sessions be about, because it be about my interactions with people, because I'm such a social person. It's like, all right, was I fucked up or were they fucked up? Like, did I do all that I could do as a person, or did I miss something? You know what I'm saying? And that shit right there, that social interaction shit, I'm awkwardly social anyway. Like, I'm fucking weird. I know I'm fucking weird, but it's like, sometimes I need somebody to tell me, oh yeah, you being fucking weird, my nigga. Like, stop that shit. Or, no, you was right. You did all you could do. I wouldn't ask you to do no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I need that shit, man. So.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes it just takes that weight off our shoulders. Like I said, I feel like we do it so much. And then there's sometimes that you don't want to go to your friends because you're like, they have their own things going on.
Right.
So it's nice to be able to go to somebody that you're like, you know, like you can just kind of emotionally dump things and just say, you know,
and walk
this
away.
This is what's been weighing on me. Like I need to just vent. Like I just need to be able to say these things in a neutral, unbiased space, and I need to be able to get these things off my chest. And that's what I feel like a lot of mine is. Mine is about because I tend to overthink some things, and so if I'm in my head about a lot of stuff, like then I've got a lot going on. And I'm like, okay, like let me just talk to somebody else about it and kind of unload. And then like you're going to. It's not your friends. It's not your family. It's not, and it's somebody that's not going to judge you. Like, you know that you're in a safe space where you're not going to be judged and you're going to be able to say the things you want to say. Because of course, and I mean, not just for relationships, like he said, for life things. But I mean, even in relationships, you know, you go to your friends and they're like, oh, forget him. Don't talk to him no more because he did this or whatever. And
you got it right the first time.
And I mean, and with our friends, sometimes we're not necessarily telling our part. Like we're just telling the other
side to every story.
We're just telling the other side because we're like, okay, if I tell my friends what I did, what are they going to say?
Right.
Or something like that. So
I can say, well, if we're going to go ahead and open this door to therapy, please make sure that when we go to therapy, we're being open on everything. Because if it's not a 100% viewpoint, there's never going to be 100% opinion or a point your therapist can actually give you. They're just going to, if you give them a 50% side of your side, you have to take the second to look at the situation for what it's worth. Pay attention to everything and bring it to your therapist so they're not absolute. Like, don't know what the hell this part is. You know what I'm saying? If you leave patches in the story will never be finished. You know what I'm saying? So
you can't leave holes out. You gotta say
everything.
You gotta tell everything. You have to.
They're not gonna tell nobody.
You have to go in there open-minded. Right. And one of the other things that we were kind of talking about off camera, where we were saying, as far as like with our religious beliefs, like some people feel like, you know, you have a strong faith, so you take everything to God, and that's great. That's great. And I mean, you know, we hear God in small things. You know, things like that. That's great. But one of the things that I also say all the time is God plus therapy. Like, it doesn't hurt to have a little extra.
I like that, V. Ooh, you just...
So God,
he about to hit with cha-cha. Hit him with the shoulders. Hit him with the shoulders.
So yeah, so God plus therapy. So I'm just big on that.
What Miss Tilly talking about?
Due to quarantine and or financial reasons, who do you guys suggest talking to at that point? Okay, so with what's going on, therapists are like really out because they understand. Like I was telling somebody the other day, like we were talking about love languages, and a lot of people's love language is physical touch, and you see all these like grandparents and things like that.
Touch me, please.
That are like, you know, I can't hug, you know, my grandkids, or I can't hug my family, and it does weigh a lot. So therapists know, like, everybody's going through a lot. Being locked down and being enclosed within yourself, you're in your head a lot. So, and I think that there are some therapists that are that may be adjusting things due to like the financial constraints.
Talkspace.com.
Like okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's the number one virtual therapy like option that you can have right now, especially during this time.
Right.
Okay.
And with
no sponsors behind that.
Where I go through the therapist that I use is a part of a chain. It's mood therapy practices, Inc. or whatever. But they have like different branches. So they got one in Greensboro. That's why when I left Greensboro and I came to Durham, they have one in Durham as well. But they have phone. You can do it over the phone. So, you know, me and my therapist, 9 times out of 10, I'm not driving to where she's at. I'm over the phone with her because I I don't mind doing in-person sessions, and she'll tell me when I need to do one, but it's like I don't mind doing it over the phone because I work in Raleigh, I live in Durham, so like I got on the way home, I have an hour commute. Like there, it's
Perfect
like
timing.
yeah. On the way to work, it's probably like 20 minutes because I leave early, so I leave before niggas clog up 40 and shit. But on my way back, I'm sitting in traffic for an hour. So normally my therapy sessions are about an hour to 2 hours, so I could talk to her while I'm on the road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not on I'm not on 85 or 95, so I don't have no problem with reception and shit. So boom, I call you as soon as I leave work, and her and I will talk from the point where I leave work to the point where I get home and shit.
Yeah, and I've been doing telehealth, so I've been doing on video. So we've been video chatting as far as for my therapy sessions, and then in therapy sessions, it can be as often or as as spread out or as sporadic as you want it to be. If it's just something like in that moment you need to talk to somebody, it can be that way. You can set up monthly appointments. You can set up weekly, bi-weekly, however, whatever you need in order to make sure that you're able to, get through each day and feel like, those weights are not on your shoulders.
Right. Because it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And you learn a lot about yourself doing therapy, man.
Absolutely.
Because I honestly couldn't understand why I could not hold like physical relationships with people, even emotional relationships with people. Like I didn't know I had daddy issues. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I never knew I had daddy issues, yo. Like, and it's wild. Like I was actually talking to my little brother today. So I mean I know y'all don't know, but y'all know. My mom got into a car accident today, but she's good. You know what I'm saying? She's 100%. You know what I'm saying? She's coming out of it smoothly or whatever. But being due to the COVID, me and my little brother couldn't be in the hospital with her. You know what I'm saying? My dad had to be in there. So, that's cool and all. Me and my little brother was sitting out in the car, man, and him and I were talking, man, like really just reconnected. And he told me he was going to therapy. Blew my fucking mind because I didn't know he was. Yeah, I didn't know he was mature enough to do no shit like that. So he was, he was talking to me. I was talking to him, like, what I'm saying, like about therapy and shit, man. And shit was just wild. I was like, damn, you really growing up, man. Because we 8 years apart. We damn near a decade apart, man. I'm just like, damn, you growing up, little nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is mind blowing to me because I remember when I used to hold
getting it from somebody,
nigga,
though, man. He's getting it from somebody, and you'd be surprised how many times your siblings look at you on a positive note. So.
Yeah, man. But he's talking to me, man. He said his therapist said the exact same thing, like, yo, you got daddy issues. And I was just like, yo, that's crazy, bro. Like that's crazy. But, learning that and learning how to counteract that is like how I've been maintaining relationships with people now. I think, bro, AJ, you and I have been closer now than we've ever been.
I guess. I feel like it's been the same, nigga.
You feel like it's been the same, but I feel like it's been different. Like, I see you more now, like,
oh yeah, now nigga, you back in town.
But bro, it's different, bro. I could have seen you when I was living in Greensboro.
Yeah, you did.
When all the fucking time.
I ain't know that, but we wasn't in communication like that.
But that's what I'm saying.
But yeah. But all it took was one door to open up for me. I'm gonna call your ass every time I get on the phone. I ain't had your number like that. I felt like you was doing your own thing and I was your own thing. But I don't feel no difference.
But from my eyes,
from what you see, right? Absolutely.
It was like, my communication wasn't where it needed to be. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how to open up, communicate, let niggas know what was up. Like shit going on with you, bro. Look, bro, I knew what time it was. I was like, bro, you straight? I knew what time it was, bro. You know I knew what time it was. But yeah, like even with V, like V told me, look, V expressed to me, I didn't like that shit that you did. V, it'll never happen again.
I have gotten better with that, and I just said that the other day. I was like, I look back and I'm so excited about my personal growth because there were times that people would do stuff and I would just be like, and I leave it alone, or I would cut people off completely
without addressing.
Yeah, without saying what happened.
Right.
And I
was about to get in therapist mode real quick. Watch this.
I've been getting better about saying like, okay, you did this and I don't like it. And this is why I don't like it. And this is how it made me feel.
Right.
Like, and I've been, because I'm already an emotional person. And so being able to express my feelings to people has been a big thing because I carry it. So instead of telling people how I feel about stuff, I just carry it and I don't say anything about it.
Same way.
And so now I've been more open about saying, okay, this is how I feel about something, and let me express to you how I feel about it.
I feel like this is a therapy session. Now let me get something off my chest.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, so
shit off,
all right,
bro.
so with me, I'm a sweep under the rug type dude.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. All right, whatever. Ain't gonna happen again. It's done. Fuck it. It's over.
Like once you touch on it one time,
It's it.
Yeah.
Or I feel like if both parties know something bothered them, sometimes it doesn't take communication to understand it bothered them. It just like, for me, it's like, fuck it. That's it. It's over with that situation, whatever it was. And I wake up the next day like, all right, everything normal.
Mm-hmm.
To other people, it's like, no, we need to address this.
Right.
Then but I know, and this is comparing friendship to relationships. Me and my friends, oh yeah, that was fucked up. Yep, it was. All right, good. I'm straight. All right, cool. But relationships got to be addressed and this, that, the third. I'm not one to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I became like now, I won't, let's say if this situation is really bad, like not really bad, it ended on the wrong foot the night before we wake up. We both got the same feelings from last night.
Right.
I won't bring shit up. I won't say shit about it. I probably won't even talk about nothing.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
bro,
I'm like, fuck it.
Keep it a being with you as a man. Keep it a being with you. I've learned from my last serious relationship, never go to bed mad. And I heard niggas say that shit, and I never understood it.
I understand that. I always understood
that. Because for one thing, I don't care what zodiac sign you are, women carry that shit. Women carry that shit.
I know.
They carry that shit to the fucking end. Look, I make sure I say, yo, I make sure I make the statement like, yo, is it anything else you want to tell me? Is it anything else you want to say? Is it anything else that needs to be addressed? I need the whole.
Now, what if they say no?
Look, if they say no and they bring it up again, well, you told me that you ain't have nothing else to say. That at that point, now I have something to work with. Well, you told me you have nothing else to say. Well, at this point, we need to work on your communication, because if you have something else to say, then I need to know it when I ask the question.
And it takes people time to work on themselves. So trying to break somebody down to benefit the relationship or benefit yourself in a conversation is fucking difficult, because you got to be with somebody that really want to work on themselves and get out of their ways. Like, that's the only way a genuine happy relationship. If let's say y'all friends, but you got relationship issues.
Y'all gonna have to excuse me for a second. My mother calling me. Y'all go ahead.
All right, go ahead. Do your thing, bro. But yeah, like you got let's say the friendship is amazing, but you got relationship issues. You know what I'm saying? You come in, but that person whoever the person is in relationship issues have to understand their issues on top of understanding the relationship issues. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And like you were saying, as far as friendships versus relationships, I feel like as far as with relationships, you know, you want to be with that best friend. So you do want to be able to kind of express things the way that you would express things.
Might be for a minute.
The way that you would express things. Come on over.
I'm here.
The way that you would express things with somebody else. And I mean, and I don't know if that's necessarily therapy. I think therapy does help with that. Therapy helps you understand how you should express things. And some people get some people get the notion that when you go to a therapist, they're going to tell you how to do things or how to handle things. They kind of just ask you questions until it clicks for yourself.
Right.
So it's not necessarily somebody that's going to tell you, oh, you are like this and you're doing this and you're doing it. Yeah, it's not like that. It's really like a talk session. And after a while, you keep talking until you figure out like, oh, snap. That's what that was. Like, that's what it was. And you don't even really realize like that they don't really say a lot to you. They don't say a lot to you.
They make you talk. Like they really force you to open up yourselves to the person. Like you'll find out so many deeper meanings about yourself by just going to therapy. Right. Because you don't have a biased parent. You don't have a biased sibling or friendship or anybody that's not going to give you something. I'm about, hey, my cameraman came back.
Hey, I'm back. I've been full of facts.
But you'll actually go into therapy and you'll find out things about yourself that you'll never know, because these people are not looking for your answer just to make a statement, just to prove somebody wrong, just to prove yourself wrong. They want to feel what you feel to give you an explanation of who you are. Yeah. And that shit benefits you so fucking much, because it's like, I never knew I was like that. Now you got a point where you can hold yourself accountable at now. now I can look at shit different. You know what I'm saying? Like now I can look at things like, yo, oh shit, I might have been wrong. I might have been right, and I shouldn't take what the fuck was given to me.
Big fact.
It'll open your eyes, like to the point, like you'll know more.
Yeah, you learn yourself. That's really what therapy is about. It's about learning yourself. It's about getting to know yourself.
My cameraman about to come in here. Follow him at KvngBak. But I'm out though. Peace.
But yeah, you kind of get to know yourself. That's really what it's about. They get to know your why. Like he was saying, like he found out you have father issues,
right?
And that's getting to know your why. That's getting to know why are you holding things in? Why am I an overthinker? Why am I like overly emotional?
Right.
Why? You get to know your why.
You can hold yourself accountable now.
Exactly. It's accountability. It's about how you feel about things. Like it's such an eye opener because agree. when you are just going to your friends, yeah, they can tell you some things, but I just feel like sometimes I'm not as open with my friends because I don't know how they might judge things.
You don't want them to, yeah. They going,
and that's not saying that my friends are judgmental. That's not anything.
It's not a judgmental aspect. It's based on how they experience life. Yeah, they're gonna put their lively experience toward whatever the hell you got going on. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. If niggas ain't shit to her, niggas ain't shit to you. Right, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I clicked on that one.
It didn't work out? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
How you
see, my cameraman came over there, man. Like, he was doing amazing. He started clicking stuff. And,
stop clicking shit.
Wait.
Right here?
Yeah.
That's Grammarly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we as people really have to open our minds. One thing I could say, we have a lot of like, especially with us being more open to social media. Mm-hmm. We tend to favor people we like versus favoring people with just similar mindsets of where we want to be. That makes sense? You know what I'm saying? Like, we would be cool if you got a group of men. All right, let me not go there. But, like, people will favor their favorite celebrity before they favor like a real positive role model. They'll be wanting to be more celebrified, right, if that's a word, before they want to be like something more positive. Like, and the logic comes in like, this, niggas ain't shit. But for real though.
But yeah, as far as like we said about as far as therapy, also I do want to also touch on. I mean, luckily we have 2 Black men in here talking about their go to therapy. So I really do want to just touch on that because that is so important. Is that Black men need to know that they are seen, they are heard, and that their mental health matters just as much. They are allowed to have feelings. Black men are allowed to feel things. That is okay. It's okay for Black men to feel.
Absolutely. I think we're still going. I don't know what's going on with this, but
yeah, I don't know what you.
All right, so so we got another comment here.
She says a lot of stuff isn't understood until it's triggered. So talking and allowing the depths of pain or baggage to come to the surface helps clear the space and understand the why behind the thought process. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what we were saying. It helps you understand the why. You kind of get to know yourself during all of that. So. And if we have therapists that follow us or people
would like to come on.
Yeah.
Oh, we actually do have therapists that follow us. Shout out to Wendy McFarland. She went to Hillside with me and AJ. Wendy is actually an excellent therapist. Yo, I shouts out to Wendy.
Put the invite out.
Yo, because I think Wendy was working for a company and then turned around and
we're not live.
We're not live no more?
Mm-mm.
All right.
We'll go back live.
Y'all want to cut real quick while we get the live?
No.
Keep it going.
Good. No, we back. We still
going.
Live. Yeah.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
We're not.
Mm-mm.
Oh
shit!
Live.
This was live.
Oh, was live. Oh shit! We done clicked out of live.
But yeah. So if there are therapists out there that follow us, please, we would love to have you on.
Even if it's a video conference based on what's going on.
Video in, that would be great. We would just love to, as Black millennials, be able to
Educate
talk
our
to
folks.
somebody and just say, this is what it is. Because I'm not saying I'm an expert in therapy. I'm just saying I go to therapy and I feel like other people should go. I'm by no means a therapy expert, but I just feel like it's a good thing, and I feel like, people should come.
It's a blessing when you able to be. Most people will never be 100% open to anybody. They'll always give their opinionated views based on how they deal with situations. But once you have somebody that actually can break your foundation back down, and you can be like, oh yeah, now that's what was going on with me. Like that changes your whole perspective on a lot, yo.
It does, man. It does. Yo, I definitely want to get Wendy on here one day for the podcast, man, because I think she'd be dope, man. She's actually a dope therapist, man. Like I've never been to her, but I know somebody who has been to her, and I've seen the all right, we're back on.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen the outcome of what was up, man. Like I would be interested in having her on.
Yeah, I'd be interested in having a therapist. Like I said, I'm by no means a therapy expert, but I feel like we should just at least open up the conversation, especially for Black millennials, just for Black, all of us in general, just for our culture, because I feel like it's so stigmatized within our culture. So it'd be great to just be able to talk about that and just have an open dialogue and open discussion and give some of the benefits. Like, we can say how it's benefited our lives, but I mean, it can benefit everybody in a different way. So
right. So for those of y'all who have been to therapy, man, we would love to, hear like little stories. Miss Tilly, like I know where you were talking about, you went to therapy or whatever, man. If you could, touch on, how it helped you, you know what I'm saying, and try to influence, somebody to, go to therapy. Because as Black people, I mean, we need that shit, man. Because, not only do we have a race, oppressing against us, but we have everything oppressing against us. So, something that may influence somebody to go to therapy, just to take that first step, If you got a story you want to share, man, we would love to hear it, man. We'll share it on the podcast. Like, we active with the comments today, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I know y'all see me here, but I'm pointing here because the computer in front of me, but, you get what I'm saying. We here,
Yeah.
But no, we would love to hear anybody who got a story, man. If you got a quick little story.
That'd be a dope little side, like, podcast, because, like, teaching people that therapy is okay is harder than telling a nigga that sell drugs to stop selling.
Right.
Like, it is difficult to get a Black person in therapy because they feel like they got their grandparents, their parents, or somebody else that's giving them that positive insight on life. And we always still trickle down to generational education. And we always end up stuck. Not always, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of time we end up stuck in that mindset of previous generations. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's dealing with men as a woman, or whether it's being lazy as a man, you know what I'm saying? Like the responsibilities, or not showing your emotions as a man. We deal with those things on a generational standpoint, but once you actually could take a step to opening your mind up to understanding who you are, you'll better yourself to set a different bar for the next generations to come.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And I know one thing is that I know when I told my parents, I told my mom, we gotta stop. Oh, you're on. All right, cool. All right, so I know when I told my mom I was going to therapy, she was like super excited. She was like, "Yo, I always wanted to go to therapy." I was like, "Yeah, Mom, go, man, because that shit hit, man. Like, yo,
so important.
Yeah, that getting like you said, getting your mental health is right as well as getting your physical health right. Like, you gotta do both, man. Like, you can't be physically fit and your mind be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you just a strong hurt nigga.
A strong ass Drake.
Yeah. Nigga got 13 muscles on his arm.
Baby, I'm jaded.
But when you go home, he cried.
You can't be jaded and strong, nigga. Like, you gotta be. It's an even mixture.
Sidebar. Y'all black men need to treat these black women better. That's the only thing I need to say. And it comes down to your mental.
I put up a post. I put up a post on Facebook, and V liked it too. And this is what I said.
I'm gonna drink to that.
Don't comment. Don't what I say. Don't waste her time. No. Don't come into her space and waste her time with no intentions. Like, bro, like, you got it, bro. Like, why are you wasting her time and you don't have no good intentions, bro? Like,
maybe his intention was bad because of some other mental like, our mental play a lot on our relationships.
It really could have been. It really could have been. Like, oh, shit. What Miss Tilly say? I'm sorry.
She was just saying she's been to therapy back in college. She threw out Aggie Pride at A&T.
Aggie Pride?
And she said it was some of the greatest help she's ever received. She was dealing with a breakup, but it wasn't normal. And she was raised to believe in order to keep a man, you have to do this or that. So after doing everything she was taught, and he was still trash, basically.
Oh, man.
But
that's a generational mentality.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We have a generational mentality. Like, we live in a whole different world now.
I feel like for me, anytime, as a woman, I don't know how it goes as far as for y'all as men, but for me, breakups or even if I'm talking to somebody and I'm putting my effort, I'm putting my time into something, I'm investing my time into somebody, and something goes wrong, because as women, like, I'll be 30 in a couple weeks. And
you gotta throw that out there, huh? You gotta throw Gemini season out there.
Gemini,
huh?
but
you can say 2 weeks.
No, just as a woman, it's like, I'm 30, I'm not married, I don't have kids. Like, so when you get in a relationship, for everybody that's saying women are supposed to be wives, women are supposed to be mothers. So you get in something with those intentions, with hoping to end up at that point.
To prolong your future of where you be at.
Yeah, being a wife, being a mother. And you get into that, you invest time, you talk to this person, and a lot of times, there are a lot of guys, I'm not talking about y'all, but there are a lot of guys that do throw that out there because they know that that's what we're looking for.
It's gonna rear you
That's where we're trying to go. And that's not necessarily where they're trying to go, but that's what they do to kind of hook us.
Yeah. You want to rear you
so it is kind of, it's a different kind of feel when it's something that society tells you have to be, and you start building that with somebody, and they kind of take it from you.
Oh yeah, that should sound like her.
She said something else after the jump.
So the breakup drove her down a dark path, but being able to talk to someone who didn't judge her or him, which is good, and teach her how she was raised was not for her.
Right.
So
and that's heavy. I like that. I like that because it's heavy, and this is why I say why. So just like you said that, you know, from your standpoint, women are taught to be wives and mothers and this and that. So, all right, so I'm the only one of my homeboys, my close homeboys, who still doesn't have kids. These niggas look at me like, bro, when you gonna have some, bro? Like, when is happening? You know what I'm saying? I'm from a standpoint of, you know what I'm saying, like, my dad didn't have kids until he was married. None of my aunts and uncles are married, you know, but my grandparents, they didn't have kids until they was married. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a standpoint.
Generational education.
Yeah, but that's
viewpoints. Like, you want to be like that.
That's what I'm coming from. And I feel like if I had kids now without being married, it would break my mother's heart. It would break her heart. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that.
I was about to say she's gonna be a little slightly disappointed.
Right.
But it's not the idea of where she's seen you of your adolescence to where you're at now.
Yeah. But talking to my mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know how my mom would react. It would break her heart, but she would love her grandkids still. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of however they got here, she would still love her grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So she would want me to be married. She would want me to be married to a Muslim woman. You know what I'm saying? AJ understands because we come from the same background. You know what I'm saying?
I had to break that barrier down with my mom's though.
Yeah, but I had to too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it might not work how you want to work it.
Yeah, I sat down with my mom. I was like, look, Mom, like, it's not going to be like you want it to be. It's going to be like how I want it to be. She was like, look, as long as you happy, I'm happy. Say less. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
That kind of was different from my family.
Yeah, man. Look. I'm just.
But happy. My mom is.
I'm happy. My mom is a convert with an open mind, because a lot of the times, you know, when Muslims convert, they become what I like to call Baptist Muslims. And this is why I say that. They become Baptist Muslims because
they save again, they want to implement.
They listen. So a lot of Baptist people I know, because my grandmother's Baptist, I think my Nana is Catholic. I want to say I never went to church with my Nana, so I don't know what she is, but I'm assuming she's Catholic because I heard some stories. The word Catholic came up. I'm assuming she's Catholic. But my grandmother, my mom's mother, is Baptist. So what they would do when they went to church, they would listen to the preacher and then bring that shit home without doing any research. I can't work like that. Anytime, even when I was a little kid, anytime that the imam, the Muslim pastor,
you better question it. You gotta question everything, bro.
You gotta question the messenger. Like it's even with Jesus, the disciples question, well, why do you do that?
Right.
Why is that happening?
Explain.
Why is this? Why is that? With the prophet and his people, they was like, yo, prophet, why are you doing that?
Explain.
Well, you didn't have to tell us that. Why are you telling us that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a question. I got questions.
Break it down to reason.
Yeah. It got to make sense to me. If it don't make sense
it don't make sense. Bro, I tell people that all the time, and that's my fundamental for everything, like in life general.
Right.
Like, don't expect me, like, even with work, even with me filming and stuff like that. Hey, yo, I got an idea. I want to do X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. Why? Oh, you seen somebody else do it. So you want to be like somebody else to follow that same trend. Right. It's going to work or it's not going to work. Why would it work? Why? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's me. Like you said, with the whole Aries aspect, back to this damn Zodiac shit. But I'm a constant learner. And I have to, everything has to make sense for my movements. You know what I'm saying? Like, this makes sense. Not just on the production side, just on a relationship side with you guys.
Right.
This is my therapy every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? This is my relief. And
get your shit off.
Shit, nigga. And not on camera, man. No, but overall, man, it's just like we have reasons to do everything. And if you can't prove certain thing, if it doesn't make sense, it's no purpose to doing it.
Right. And look, this shit that we doing every Sunday, V causes me to make sense. V will look at me like, nigga, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Like, but she causes me to make sense because a lot of the times, like, okay, boom. When I was with my long-term ex, it was like I would bring up my point of view, but it wouldn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I maybe throw out analogies that didn't make sense or whatever.
Nigga like, say, yeah, if you had a car as a Honda or a Accord, they two different things.
Right. No, it wouldn't make sense. But like, I like having V here because like she is like the little sister you just can't get fucking rid of.
She's the one that's going to tell you shit that you don't want to listen to.
That's what I'm saying. She's a little sister. Like, you know, you're not supposed to do that. Mama told you not to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she'd be like,
she'll give it to you,
though. You know that shit don't make sense. Like, damn, that shit don't make sense, huh? I got to reevaluate.
That's when you go to the bathroom and come back out like, maybe it did make a little sense. Just look, listen to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but nah, man.
But for real.
And AJ is the enabling older brother that be like, yeah, nigga, you was right.
Not now though. Before,
yeah.
Nigga, listen. You know me. My personality has always been gun ho. It's my way or the highway. Mm-hmm. And I expect that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand how people used to like, yo, for example, I had an old Sucker Free member at the house.
Okay.
Right?
Sucker Free member at the house. Okay. For those of y'all who don't know, Sucker Free was our music group.
Yeah, Sucker Free Films, Sucker Free Promos, Sucker Free
Music Group.
Had an old Sucker Free member at the house. And they was like, yo. She was like, yo, for what you know, for as many people as behind you, I don't understand how they trusted you so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I still to this day don't know. And to this day, like, people that really look up to me. She's like, I just don't understand because you just goofy as hell. Then you talk your shit. But it's like, I don't know. Like, it's shit
different.
Weird, man. It's
different. It's different. And then another thing that my therapist had told me about, she was telling me that certain people are in your life for certain reasons, and those reasons alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I brought up you in therapy, dog.
Appreciate you.
I brought up you in therapy, man. And she was like, the relationship you have with AJ is that AJ will get you started on some shit. She said she said you're the hamster and AJ's the wheel. AJ will get you started moving on some shit. You know what I'm saying? And you will take that shit, you will unscrew the wheel
and roll the fuck off.
Roll the fuck off. So
I was talking about you.
For those of y'all who don't know, the reason why I started photography was because of AJ. I started doing photography in the club because AJ was doing photography in the club. When AJ
got drunk, let's tell a story like it is.
All right, tell it like it
when
is.
We was perfect example, Luna.
Okay, Luna.
We was at Club Luna. I think it was back to school, some shit.
Yep.
The
main event
party. And I used to do this to get everybody in. I'll be like, look, don't pay me no money. Or pay me a little bit of the money, give me a bar tab for my people, and I need to bring about 12, 13 people in for free, and they need to wear all my shirts.
Yeah.
I bring everybody in.
And we all had sucker-free shirts.
On, and I be getting drunk while filming. Yeah. And when I gave you the camera, I was like, yo, listen, bro, it's on you, my nigga.
Yeah, you got it. Give me the camera. I used to put that motherfucker on and take pictures.
And he take pictures, and he ran with it. And overall, bro, like honestly, like I said, I had some people at the house and I was telling the story about like the whole development of the team and how people actually utilize the little bit of talent and the skill shares that I gave to people. They ran with them. And I was the brotherhood though.
What she saying? What's the general question?
She said, general question. Have you ever left therapy and was like, they don't know what they're talking about?
Yep. I have. All right, so boom. What we were talking about off air, was it off air?
It might have been off air.
We were talking about off air. So prior to having my female black therapist, I had a white therapist first. So I had a white therapist first. The bitch was going to sleep on me. Like, yo, like I
your story was boring to her.
Shit. All right,
you can't relate.
I'm gonna open up real quick.
Open up
real quick.
All right, hold on, man.
I'm gonna open up real quick. So dealing with my long-term ex or whatever, right? Prior to dealing with her, I was in a swingers club or whatever. So, you know, I was out here, I was doing my thing, whoop de whoop, da da da. So, when I got with her, I had been left the swingers club, but like it was chicks from the swingers club that were hitting my Facebook, but I wasn't friends with them anymore. I had unfriended them. I disconnected myself with the group, but I was still in the group. In the Facebook group, but I never left that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I had unfriended everybody. So like I wasn't getting any alerts or anything like that. So my mind, you know, being a dude, I just forgot to leave the fucking group. Honest mistake or whatever. So shorty from the group was hitting up my girl. At the time we was engaged or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I went to therapy for that shit. And, you know, the bitch was going to sleep on me when I'm trying to say, like, how the fuck I fix this shit? She didn't fucking want to sleep on me. The bitch was like this. I swear to God, she had a little notepad.
She was tired that day.
Fuck that bitch, man. Look, let me tell you, man. I left that motherfucker. I went to her twice. I left that motherfucker. I said, I'm never going back again. So when the third time when I went, I was like, yo, y'all need to give me somebody different. So off air, I was telling them about this shit. So I had went to, they gave me another therapist, pregnant white lady. She went to A&T. So they said she had a black boyfriend or a black man or a black husband. No, y'all said it was some cultural difference between her and the lady before that. But nonetheless. Please, all these niggas. All right, so look, you got me distracted. I'm sorry, y'all. But look, but she knew what it was. Like she knew about certain black shit that I didn't need to tell her about. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, nigga, you kind of fucked up, but you ain't really fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, she kind of kept it a bean with me or whatever. So, she ended up, I went to maybe 4 sessions with her, but she was pregnant, like I said, so she had to go out on maternity leave. So she referred me to the black therapist that was in that particular building or whatever. And, you know, Shorty kind of gave it to me like that. She was like, oh yeah, nigga, like, you know, you fucked up. You know, you should have checked all avenues before. It's like, she gave me this scenario. She was like, it's having a dating profile on like several different sites. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what she said. She said, you be on POF, you be on Black People Likes, and she was, fuck, what's the other one? Black People Likes, Tinder, yeah, Tinder, and it was something else she said.
Bumble?
All right, let's just say Bumble. I'm pretty sure she's
throwing out some social dating sites.
Yeah, She was like, it's like having a profile on all them sites. You meeting a girl and not deactivating all them sites, just deleting the apps. And she made a valid point. She was like, you just deleted all the app, but your profile is still up there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, you absolutely right, yo. I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? She kept it a bean with me. That white lady that was falling asleep didn't know. The second white lady, she told me I fucked up, but she didn't tell me how to fix it. But the black lady, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you how to fix it and where you fucked up at. I was like, fuck. I feel that shit. That shit hit. You know what I'm saying? And, I just had to take it in stride.
Yeah, I mean, I've left and not necessarily say they don't know what they're talking about, but I've left and felt like I wasn't heard.
You didn't get what you came for.
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't heard. I felt like I wasn't.
Give me my $20 back.
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't.
That's how much yours cost?
Yeah.
I felt like I
Mine cost a
wasn't.
little more than that.
Yeah, good health insurance, man. The state take care of me, man.
Yeah, I've left and felt like, I said everything I needed to say or whatever, but we didn't get down to my why, or she didn't ask questions, or she didn't, like, I felt like she was more so trying to just schedule the next appointment.
All right, so getting down to the why is what's important. Anytime y'all go to therapy, make sure your therapist gets down to the why. Get some therapy
tips. That's what we need to get down to.
Yeah, that's really what we need to talk about, bro. Because if your therapist can't get down to the why, request another therapist. I shit you not.
But now explain what's getting down to the why.
All right, so if they're not giving you the reason why you're acting a certain way, or the reason why a certain person is acting a certain way, you're not getting down to the why.
And not necessarily them giving it to you.
No, or you're coming to the conclusion of it.
Yeah, you're still coming to your own. You're having your own recognition. Your own self-awareness.
I say that because I'm so used to therapy now. It's like we are coming down to the why when it's really you yourself coming down to the why. Because once you're in therapy for so long, you feel like it's a we process because it's you and your therapist. Once you find a good therapist, it's you and your therapist. Like, it's a unit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like being in a relationship. It's like your unit. Like, we're coming down to the root of the situation. But it's really you yourself coming down to the root of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
When do you feel the first time you actually, I'm going to be just based on our demographics, as a black person, male or female, when do you feel like it's not an obligation for you to take that first step to visit your therapist? When do you feel like a person of our demographics needs to go see a therapist?
Immediately.
I feel like definitely what got me started. Now, I've been in therapy for years, but I've been like off and on.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll be like, oh, I don't need that no more. Like, I'm good.
Okay.
And then something big will happen. And I'm like, oh, I need to go back to my therapist. Like, I need to be able to talk this out with somebody. So it can be a big situation happens. I mean, I honestly think that's really what mostly triggers therapy. I don't think, I mean, and if anybody is just at the house and just like, I just need to see somebody, that is absolutely fine. That's perfect. Absolutely. Go see somebody. That's great. If you just feel like you need to talk to somebody and you feel like the people that you're talking to aren't really hearing you out, or they're judging you, or you just don't feel comfortable with those people, definitely get up and go to therapy. But I will say, like, the trigger usually is like something like a relationship or losing something or losing someone. That's usually what triggers.
Oh, Wendy's here. Hey, Wendy. We want you on the podcast, please, ma'am. If you can spare a few moments of your time, I will send you a Facebook message and we'll try to get you onto the podcast.
Yeah, so we can video you in.
Oh, yeah, well, we can video you in. Being because of the COVID, I don't know how you feel, but have you been tested, V?
No.
Oh, I've been tested. You been tested, AJ?
Man, listen, bro. I've been in the house, bro.
I've been in the house. Wendy, we can video you in because I would really like for you to come on to the podcast for real.
Right.
Because you're the homie since Hillside, man. So you know what I'm saying, like, and you are a therapist and you are active, so
yeah, we definitely want it because we can tell what we
Personal
get from
opinions.
our therapy, and we can give our personal opinions, but we're not an expert in the field. So
Absolutely.
it'd be nice to have.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's a benefit to actually watch people that actually been in therapy explain their viewpoints on how it benefit them. You know what I mean? Like, you have several people right now, 3 people on the podcast that's been to therapy. The benefits that come out of it, like, if you have insurance, like, I don't know, Bach got some good insurance. He said $20 a pop. If you don't, I got another therapist that works with you. I would love for us to put some resources after this podcast based on local therapists that maybe a referral might be needed for who you guys might see, or somebody that's close to them, or a location where they can actually get assistance, because nobody knows the proper route to go to a therapist. Because when I say a situation in my life occurred, I ain't know where the fuck to start. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is new to me.
We talking about what's
we ain't gonna talk about nothing.
Okay. No.
Right?
No, but
so,
I didn't know where you coming from.
But in general, like, the first time looking for a therapist, you're lost, because you never had. Most people don't have friends that been in therapy. Right. You know what I'm saying? Especially black folk. We don't have friends that been in therapy. So
they don't know they don't know the avenues.
We don't know the procedure. We need resources.
Right. So when I first went to therapy, I had no idea how to go about doing it. All I knew was, in order to save my relationship, which I didn't save at all, in order to save my relationship that I was in, Shorty said, "Yo, you need to go to therapy," and I found out a way to go to therapy.
That was the milestone. Yeah. See, somebody told you.
Yeah,
but let's say you're telling yourself. Yeah. And it's like, yo, I need therapy. You're like, and there's no requirement for you to do it. You're just saying I need it.
Yeah.
As a person. Now you're like, what's next?
Where do I start?
Most black men don't go to therapy because they don't know how. Everybody needs somebody to talk to.
Right. No, it's not because they don't know how. It's because they feel like they will be judged if they tell somebody that they're going to therapy, because somebody's going to ask.
Black folk do shit in secretive so many times. I think, but like, honestly, like,
go ahead.
But like, if they knew the route to go to therapy and nobody know, I think black folk would go more often than anything.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Because they don't want to be judged. It's systematic, like, judgment of friendships and adults, like our parents. Yeah. Like,
I got daddy,
and that's what I think. And especially,
people are scared,
especially us right now in this setting, are trying to make it.
We want to be happy.
Yeah, we're trying to make it, remove that stigma. Like, it's fine, it's good. Go to
it's cool, man. And I appreciate the bigger.
We all go.
Yeah, I love
nothing
it, man.
Wrong with it.
I love it, man.
Right.
It's nothing better to me on my Wednesdays, on my Thursdays, or my Fridays when I talk to my therapist, and that fucking week of relief is off of me.
Yes.
All right, cool.
I can't wait to talk to mine. I'll be like, when's that appointment? and I can text her. I can call her. Like, if my appointment's not coming right up and something happens, I can text her. I can call her, like, anytime. Yeah.
And look, man, y'all reach out to Wendy. She jumped in the chat, man. If y'all want a discreet, you know what, I think I can refer her. So if y'all want a discreet way to go about therapy, Wendy is in the chat right now. If y'all reach out to her and ask her, yo, Wendy, how I go about doing this shit, I'm pretty sure she will refer you to a way to go about doing it, or whatever, and you not be, judged or whatever, man. Because she's good at what she does, man. I give it to her, bro. She's good at what she does, man. For real.
As long as we got referrals, and we are here for the people. One thing I can say with this podcast, we are a very open-minded podcast. And we want every avenue to make somebody a better person, better mental, better physical. Like, this is what we do. Like, you be surprised how much stress we get off ourselves just on a Sunday. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
like, in between, like, so what we used to do is we used to do it 15-minute intervals. Like, right now we going over 50 minutes right now.
Yeah,
so we used to do 15-minute
2 hours.
But the between time, like, yo, we used to get some shit off. Like,
absolutely.
I know we can't talk about this on the podcast, but this is how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Bobby Pin Bandit struck again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to let y'all know what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know my life. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is. It is.
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing because we all come from different walks, and we kind of like bonded. But definitely opening up, finding your outlet. As far as the therapist, it's difficult, and I'm one to say it's difficult. because I never thought I would actually go to a therapist because I thought I had everything under control. When you don't have it under control, your mind is going to say everything's good. Don't seek help. So open up the door to make that first step where, hey, look, you're not going to be judged. You know, just actually, if you have a job and you got insurance, or if you don't have insurance, there's ways to, like you say, yours is 25. That's with insurance. Yeah. I have somebody in North Durham, across the street from Cookout, where you can make payments of like 45, you know what I'm saying, per session. Right. And they work with you. You don't even have to pay the first session.
That's facts, man. And you know, it's shit like that. I mean, even up until the fact of fucking paying off your credit, shit like that black people need to tell each other so we know. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't tell each other, ain't no progression gonna happen. Nope. You know what I'm saying? It's no progression.
It's a revolving door. Yeah. The same way it opens is the same way it closes.
She said she needed this and she appreciates it.
Oh, we appreciate you too.
We definitely appreciate you tuning in.
Look, please follow the podcast, yo, because we talk about real shit all the time. We talk about fuck shit too. We talk about real shit all the time.
Like you said.
Yeah. Like, yo, this is a space where we just get live and open. It's just a whole bunch of homies on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Talking shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Yeah.
We just discussed.
And AJ back there drinking, supposed to be the cameraman. He done left the camera seat. He back there drinking and shit.
You would never have a better cameraman than me.
What'd you say?
She said that black people try to express things through laughter, and that's not a complete way to explore your mental, and that is absolutely true.
Yeah,
I agree. We do laugh a lot of things off. We laugh a lot of things off. We laugh to hide pain a lot. And you just
doesn't Kevin Hart laugh at my pain?
Yeah.
Like, yo, that's the perfect.
And that example. Shit ain't help him get his stuff off. If you follow all his damn IG. Well, yeah, all right, look. We ain't gonna talk about that. You know, that's a whole dive.
Yeah, that's a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's just important that we understand, like, it's okay. Like right now, I'm in this book club, and what we're reading a book called Black Women Must Die Exhausted. And that, I mean, because we get so tired. There's so many things on our backs. I mean, and with black men, I always say men have feelings, and that is okay. It is okay to have emotions, and it is okay to express them. And that's important. And that's an important part of going to therapy. And that's why I said I love just having two black men with me that can say, hey, I go to therapy. Like, that's important. It's not, like we said, trying to remove the stigma. It's to say, we go, and it's okay.
It's
like,
right.
We go, we out here podcasting.
Might not have been in a while, but listen, nigga, I got an appointment I'm setting up right now.
So it's just important. Like I said, it's just important. It's getting your physical health check, get your mental health check. And you don't have to be a regular. You don't have to go every week, but it's nice to just go and be like, hey, let me talk about a few things. Let's see if together we can come up with my why.
Right. I mean, everybody goes for a different reason. Like, honestly, like, I go for my social interactions. I go to see, bro, did I fuck up? Did I fuck up here, or was it something that somebody else could have done to make the social interaction better? Like, that's where I go, because I know I'm socially awkward. So I don't, from my background, I went to a fucking private school. I went to a private school till I went to high school, So it was like I was already socially awkward because I had a certain set of friends that I went to elementary and middle school with. When I went to high school, I got dumped in that motherfucker to where my two niggas that went to high school, that went to, was in school with me, were gone. Them niggas was homeschooled, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just me by myself.
I had to go overseas.
Yeah, like, it was just me by myself. So it was like, yo, I'm socially awkward. I need to figure out where the fuck I fit in at. Like, it took me till fucking 25 to figure out where the fuck I fit in at. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it took me to fucking 30, it took to the age of, 20.
Just say to the age of now.
No,
you don't put your hands up.
No, to the age of 28 to figure out, how to express myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's a process, man.
Bro, it's not easy, learning. Bro. It's not easy. I like, perfect example, like me. I've been to a new school from the ages, from the grade of 2 till I went to Ibad Rahman.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? I went to a new school every year of my life, and sometimes 2 schools a year. You know what I'm saying? So my dependence was a pill.
Right.
That's why I'm a good salesman.
Right.
Like and this is some of the stuff I told my Thursday before. It's like the reason that I'm who I am because I always had to appeal and win over. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm extra funny and I do extra, you know, my character is the way it is.
Right.
But I'm battling something within that's never been fine-tuned because I can't remember none of my teachers' names before Ms. Glussman. And Sister Miriam.
Oh, yeah,
I remember the Sister Miriam and the Ibn man and school, but prior to that, bro, I don't have no memory of my teachers.
Shit, my favorite teacher was Mr. Greenstreet, man. White Jesus. White Jesus. But
you know, one thing I really do recommend, man, like if you have the opportunity, like even if you can't get to a therapy session, you do have positive role models in your community that will not be biased. I don't care if it's at a church. I don't care if it's at a mass shit. Find a person that's similar to you that's doing something positive. If they can't give you things to fix your current situation, they can give you information to move forward and be somebody different. That's right. So don't eliminate. If you can't make it to a therapy section, looking for those positive, you know, based on your demographics, whether it's a white leader in the community at a Catholic church or whether it's a black, you know what I'm saying, leader at somewhere, if they have positive information to give you, you know, definitely look out to speaking to somebody because you can't do it by yourself. Absolutely. It takes a village to do this.
She said she used to think things in her relationship that didn't work out were her fault until therapy because of the lack of love from her father and learn things about herself. It's like I said, you learn your why. It's so important to just understand yourself. That's what it's about. It's about getting to know you, and it's about your self-awareness, about your self-love, and just, you know, and that's just important. It's just important to know yourself, love yourself, and understand, because when you go into other relationships, you know who you're bringing. Yeah,
you don't want to carry that baggage that may be from any other relationship, whether it be with you and your father, or you know, or you and any kind of insecurities that you have. You don't want to bring that with you. You want to bring a fresh you.
And when you know your why, you can work on it.
Right. So, boom. One thing I talked to my therapist about. She had asked me, she was like, well, you know, I know that you're a serial monogamist. Why did you, you know, wait so long to open up to somebody? And I say, I needed to relearn myself. I learned the why I was fucking up continuously or putting certain people on a pedestal because I wasn't giving myself time to reset. I needed some time to reset. I said, I need to fall back. I need to reset. You know what I'm saying? I need to be with myself. You know what I'm saying? And once I was with myself long enough to reset, I was like, oh, well, I can start giving somebody, you know, a little bit of my energy. I can start giving somebody a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know.
Learning yourself is very important, yo. It's very important.
Yeah, it's very important, man.
I know, like, even like people like me, I've been in relationships, you know what I'm saying, like long periods. I ain't never do no short relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I
can vouch for that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I always have intentions on coming in. I never treated, if I was like looking for a relationship and the person that I fell for, I put them on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a different vibe.
Right.
Women that I just messed with, I was a dirtbag. I was a scumbucket. I treated people bad. You know, I didn't care.
Why you say it like that?
Because you know me. No, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going front, but for the people that I rock with, which has only been like, what, 3-4 people?
Yeah.
And in the ages of 16 to 33.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have a vision on what I see a relationship like versus just living and having fun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in the midst of that relationship, those relationships, like you had time to fall back and be by yourself.
Right.
There's been times like people don't have time to fall back because they already, like, you know how they say people don't take that break before a relationship and they just dive themselves back in one?
Yep. I used to be like that, bro.
Jump.
Like
jump.
I said,
like
I said,
I'm not comfortable unless I'm in a relationship.
Was it episode 2? I'm a serial monogamist. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to not know how to function without being in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't, like that shit would bother me to the point where I used to stop eating. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit used to be that serious.
That's why you got skinny.
Bro, chill out. Bro, chill out, man.
Jokes gotta come.
Chill out,
Jokes
man.
gotta come.
Chill out. What
you want some cookies? You got some cookies.
So she said, do you believe that someone who never knew their father can have father issues?
Absolutely. Because it's then
about
called
the absence.
Yeah, it's then called abandonment issues, or however it's either however your father left, or just not knowing the fact of having a father figure there. You know what I'm saying? Like, or
what if you have a replacement?
Oh yeah. Or you could have
a stepfather,
but it still doesn't take the place of being the father. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What if that child looks at the stepfather, even knowing the difference of that's not my father and the stepfather? Like, do they really idolize the stepfather as being the father?
Right.
Like,
absolutely.
It's difficult. I say without a man in a life, because a lot of us as adolescents, we fend for the man's love. You know what I'm saying? You always gonna have your mother's love.
Oh, absolutely.
Your mom gonna love you. I don't care if you was a serial killer. She like, that's still my baby. He just fucked up a little bit. The gun was loaded. He didn't know. Like, it was playing.
He didn't know.
You know your mama would do some shit outside. I wouldn't. My son would never.
Right. No, my mom would definitely do that shit.
I know she would. And but seeking your father's love has been a thing that we have lost prior to the early 60s, 70s with the whole crack epidemic.
We need Justin here. We need
Curry.
Yeah, we need Paul Durham. We need Paul Durham here.
Where is he?
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm about to add him.
He's talking about to add him.
Yeah, I'm about to add him.
You can put him on the screen.
I don't know about
like a video request.
No. I'm about to just add him in.
No, he changed his name. He changed his name on there.
He changed his name?
Yeah, he did. He changed his name on there.
Fucking Curry.
But no, like, honestly, it's like we as man, we went down the therapy line, and let's continue to stay that route.
We got one more question though. We got one more question, then we're gonna head out.
Yeah, we're gonna call it a dub.
She said, how serious should we take social media from our significant other?
Hey, that's a hard ball, I need to.
That's a loaded question, yo. That's a loaded question. We gonna do a round table about that.
Okay,
you go get a couple of different perspectives.
It's a 3-point party, bro.
Yeah, 3-point party.
How serious should we take social media? It depends. I think we talked about this before. It depends on what they're doing with their social media. Like, is their social media for their business? Are they using it for marketing? Is there social media for family? Like, what are they using social media for? Like, if you see them posting everything and they've posted people in the past, like, then you should be like, okay, so why are we not posting now? Like, what's going on with this situation? Now, if it's just, it depends on what y'all talk about, what y'all agree on, because you have to know your relationship. So if you know your relationship to be something that, we're not flashy people. We don't want to really be in the spotlight like that. Like my relationship isn't all over everywhere.
You're very secluded.
But I just don't like everybody knowing everything.
Yeah, that's good.
And he's the same way. So I don't feel any type of, like, I don't feel like, oh, you ain't showing me off, or I ain't showing you off. Like, I don't feel like that. Like, if people see us, they see us, and we're together. Like, nobody's going to hide or shy away from that. Mm-hmm. So it just depends. It depends on what you know within your relationship. And I know I'm strong in my relationship, so I know that we're fine without being all over social media.
That's right. I think from coming from a male perspective, I do agree with how the person runs their social media. I know with me, with my social media pages, I got the Drinks and Discussion podcast that's strictly for Drinks and Discussion shit, the podcast shit, and I have my personal page, which is strictly for Beats and Drinks and Discussion podcast. Like, it literally says podcast host when you come to the top of the page. Like, I feel like the less people know about what I got going on personally, better helps me navigate a relationship, because
you ain't got everybody in your business.
Right, absolutely. Now, I have had issues with that in the past, because they feel like, oh, well, you post this and you post that, and it's like, because them people help me out doing whatever certain situation that I'm in. Like, boom. Let's give it an example. When I was with my long-term ex, you know, I would post pictures of me and we had a mutual DJ friend or whatever. So like if him and I took a picture, I wouldn't mind posting it on my drinks discussion page. Posting it on my, you know, my Instagram page because I look to him as like I feel like I'm his prodigy DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like he taught me, you know, how to work a DJ board, or he taught me how to mix shit in and out. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm with him and it's a DJ equipment in the background, like why not post a picture to my page? Because niggas in Greensboro knew him for DJing and they may, you know, be like, oh, well, this nigga DJ too, and let me follow this nigga on his page and da-da-da whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just to build the connection there. And she would get mad at that shit. Well, you don't never post me. And it was like, well, I post you on my Facebook. What the fuck else do it matter? I got 5,000 friends on my fucking Facebook page. Like, what the fuck else? Is the same niggas that follow me on Instagram. Like, what does it matter between the two, you know?
2 platforms.
Yeah, 2 different platforms, but the same shit still applies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't understand the significance between Instagram and Facebook. You know what I'm saying? But
that sounds like a hard argument.
Yeah,
trying to explain.
Yeah, trying to explain to somebody who doesn't understand, like, who doesn't have any kind of platform to where they can understand. Like, okay, well, I understand. Well, your Instagram is different from your Facebook, and you know, it just hit different. Now, if you just with a regular nigga who got a regular Instagram and a regular Facebook,
that nigga got 20 followers, 13 pictures.
There's no reason why the nigga shouldn't post you. Like, if I was a regular nigga.
He said if he was regular.
I've never been a regular nigga, bro. Like let's
talk highly of yourself, God.
Yeah, like let's keep it 100. Like I've never been a regular nigga. I've always been either a photographer, a rapper, DJ, podcast host. Like I've always been doing something.
I know the feeling, dog.
Yeah, bro. I've never been a regular nigga, bro. So you know, I don't know how to answer that question. Being a regular somebody, but if I was a regular somebody, just putting myself in them shoes, I would post my girl on both platforms.
All right. I'm going to say something to both of y'all.
All right. What's up, man?
All right. Well, don't give me you gave me the look over the glasses. Look, I watch you. You did this. Like you looked over there.
Having the faces.
All right. So not just say, I'm going to say about me. Everybody get their points, right? Like even me personally, like dealing with social media in a relationship is kind of like, all right, you have to come. This is where the difference comes in. Like nobody's really open with each other initially enough to be like, I understand that person. It's always the romantic and everything's fun phase.
Right.
But when things get to the point of something bothers somebody, majority of the time we overlook them. You know what I'm saying? We like, all right, that was one time. That was the second time. We overlook things. But with dealing with social media, like if you video man, photographer, everything. If you came into the picture with that persona and they didn't meet you off of that persona, they got to learn persona and understand it.
Right.
But if they met you through that persona of you being a video man and there was one to come at you within that same DM inbox and all that, right. They knew what was going on. Now they want a seclusion of you from everybody else.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I dig it.
Yeah, I'm one. You know what I'm saying? I've been here. I dig it. And conversation doesn't eliminate feelings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I had to understand. Like, I can explain something a million times on how I feel.
Right.
It doesn't change nobody else's feelings.
Right.
Compromise, when it's a 2-part scenario, works.
Mm.
You know how hard it takes somebody to compromise for you?
Bro, it takes a while, bro.
You know how hard it is? That's one of the hardest things you could do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I know married people that still trying to compromise. They 20 years in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They just want an equal balance.
Right.
But it's so hard to get it because whatever the fuck opinion you got or your viewpoint that you got, we can't see eye to eye on something that might matter to you a million. You like, yo, listen, I'm doing this podcast. I'm doing this videos. I'm doing this goddamn photography. Like, I ain't even gonna front. My girl know. I stopped doing photography a while back because I didn't want them fucking women goddamn doing how they did before I was in a relationship.
Bro, I'm telling you, man.
I stopped doing photography.
Photography something different,
like,
man.
women throw yourself at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they threw yourself at you.
Butt naked chicks in the fucking living room, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in order for me to goddamn remain sane in my relationship, even though I might not have wanted those butt ass naked, half dressed women, but I had to make sure my relationship was good. I had to take an L from that.
Yeah.
So compromise comes into place when my time might be occupied more with film now than photography. Yeah. Photography is an hour job, get paid $100, $200, $300 versus now I got to be going for 6 hours doing the video with a bunch of niggas. You know what I'm saying?
I dig it, bro. Yeah, if nobody don't dig it, I dig it.
Hey, as long as you eliminate the bullshit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bullshit come with dealing with social media, like. Say that ball camera.
Yeah, we say that for another one. All right, boom. We about to get out of here. We still recording, AJ?
Yeah, we still on.
All right, we about to head out.
Yeah, we did a whole another 45 minutes.
No, we did another hour.
We did?
Yeah.
Over an hour.
Over an hour. All right,
for therapy?
Yes.
I said 15. He said 30. I'm out.
All right, look. All right, so we out of here, man.
Hey, we ain't out yet, man. Baka was the man when it came down to the motherfucking soft baked cookies.
All right, so look, we gonna head out.
Don't leave yet, nigga. Don't leave yet. Hey, y'all know Chips Ahoy, right? Y'all know those soft bakes?
I'm already weak because I know where this is going.
My man's he let us down. V used to be over here like, nigga, hand me some cookies too. Like on the low. Like we was cookie eaters off cameras, bro. Like we was like stealing all the cookies, but now
Can we go, bro? Can we go, please? Before the battery
he let us
dies?
Down. Who the fuck is Benton's?
Can we go, please? Can we go? All right.
How you know the battery about to die?
I don't know. But look. All right, so look, thank y'all for tuning in to Drinks and Discussion Podcast.
We appreciate you guys.
Make
sure you follow me, KvngBak, on all social media platforms, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, B.A. Russell on Facebook. You can follow Miss Vee on Miss Vee_D&D on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow the podcast at D&D Podcast on Instagram. D&D Pod on Instagram.
D&D Pod.
Drinks and Discussion Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. J-Lil TV on Instagram as well. We appreciate y'all coming through. Y'all vibing with us. Shout out to Spotify. Shout out to Apple Podcasts.